Thank you very much for giving us this interview. Yes, we have a reading group, and we've been looking into Memoirs of a Polar Bear. So we all ask you questions based on our reading. So first, I wanted to know, since you have lived in Germany for many years, do you think in Japanese or German?
I don't think, and I'm just writing. So
no, seriously, as in when you dream, do you dream in Japanese or German?
Mostly I dream in images and pictures, and when I talk to people, I speak German to German people and Japanese to Japanese people in dream. So just like in the reality.
Okay.
And then maybe if I dream of you, I must speak English in dream, right?
So it depends on the native language of the person you're talking to. Wow.
Yeah.
So what
and I see the landscapes and spaces in my dreams, and they are without languages. I just see the shapes and colors, and I'm walking through the landscapes in dream. I say nothing, and if a Japanese person is appearing, I speak Japanese, of course.
Okay. well, that's amazing. That means, you have a limitless fund of languages. Like, if you talk to a Croatian person, think of them in Croatian. So, okay. So you moved to Japan, to Germany when you were in your 20s?
Yes, 22 years.
And was it already with the intention of becoming a writer?
Yes, I wanted to become a writer when I was maybe 10 or 12 as a child. Yeah.
Do you remember the first thing you wrote that made you realize, I want to be a writer?
I don't remember the first thing, but I remember one story about a bear, not a polar bear, but a brown bear. I was maybe 10 or 11, and it's about the travel of that bear, so very similar to this book. I think the children's language.
And then, so going to Memoirs of a Polar Bear, how did it occur to you, I want to write a novel about and narrated by a polar bear? Were you hanging around in the zoo and were you fascinated?
Yes, I was fascinated by Knut. It's a polar bear in Berlin. Do you know Knut? Yeah. Okay.
We see a picture of you with.
Yes. But at first I didn't want to intention to write a novel, but I just loved that bear. But later I read many articles in the newspaper about the bear and what people are saying about the bear. It was so interesting. It is about human beings, about our society, not about bears. So I got the idea to write about the history of the Soviet Union and East Germany
from the perspective of the bear family.
Yes. Right.
So did you also have to do a lot of research on bears, as in their eating habits?
Yes.
How grumpy they get?
Yes. It was pleasure to me. Yeah.
And then, so please tell us a bit about your writing process. As in, if you have decided to write a novel told by a polar bear, how do you usually go about it? Do you have a routine or?
Yes, mostly I have only the idea for the beginning, and I just start and I write every day, every morning,
every morning.
And see how it develops.
On a computer or?
Yes, at first by hand and then by computer. When I write Japanese, the computer writing is not the best way because we have so many characters, and the computer makes so many mistakes, and it's a not direct way to write like the alphabet. When I write German, it's I put A and then A appears, but it's not like that in Japanese. So the computer is looking for the one correct character from 8,000 characters. So
I think this explains why the Japanese have so many good brands of stationery. Because much of the writing has to be by hand. As in the notebooks that I like.
Yeah, your writing is beautiful.
Well, Catholic school. Okay, and then there seems to be a tradition in Japanese literature of animal narrators, like I am a cat, and then every time I go to Japan, I buy another novel where the narrator is a cat. So, did this factor into your choice of?
Yes, it's very natural for Japanese writer to write a book and the protagonist is an animal. It's not children's book, but for adults, we just choose animals or human being or ghost or someone else. But it's not normal for German literature. In Germany, the book about the polar bear is only for children.
Okay. And then also, you mentioned that you like Kafka, and of course,
the Kafka is exception. Yes, he wrote animals,
some insect
stories. Yes, right.
Yeah. And then, when you wrote this, was it in German?
I wrote this story in Japanese at first,
and then you translated into German.
Yes, that's the first time because I usually write in German and Japanese books, and what I wrote in Japanese, I never translate it into German, but I write directly in German other books. But in this case, that was the first time that I wrote one book in Japanese and translated it into German. It was very difficult.
Are you going to do it again?
Never. No more.
Yes, and you mentioned that in Germany, books told by bears tend to be fairy tales. And I remember reading in the New York Times profile that you were working on something to do with children's books.
Yes, and yes, because I wrote essays about children's books that I loved as a child. So 1 year in the Screen Comes the journal, and so that was occasion to think about my old forgotten children's books. But it's after.
Questions?
Yeah, there was a point in the book where the bear was asked to write in her vernacular.
Yeah.
Well, the publisher said that they have a fantastic translator anyway. Was that more of a similar experience? I mean, were you asked to write it?
No, it's not my experience, but that's true that the people, sometimes manipulate the original text through the translator. Yeah, I know some examples. I can't say the name, so it's a dangerous thing.
Yes. So you can say that this is a faithful translation.
Yeah.
How difficult was it to translate from Japanese to German? Because you mentioned you were the one you translated it yourself, right? And there might be some nuances in the Japanese language that might not be there.
Yeah, because when I write in Japanese, it's unconsciously storytelling. I don't care about the European drama and the logical thinking of European thinking, and so I just wrote, and after that I tried translated so many things like mistakes in German language, so I had to think about it. Why is it so funny or false in German language, and why it is natural and or good in Japanese language?